So 3 million newly released videos, images, and other files linked to Jeffrey Epstein are raising questions about a lot of famous and powerful men. CTV News reports there are FBI interviews with alleged victims and hundreds of unverified allegations against Donald Trump and other high-profile figures like Bill Clinton, Elon Musk, and ex-Prince Andrew. So what is your reaction to the release of these latest files?
It's so awful. When this first dumped over the weekend, I actually don't think I slept Sunday night into Monday. My husband kept saying, Mel, you gotta go to bed.
Oh, wow.
But I'll tell you why. It's a terrible thing. That's not what you want to be putting in your head. But I couldn't almost believe what I was reading. The allegations, the emails, they were so disturbing, the behaviors. It was so depraved. And on the one hand, we want to be informed, and on the other hand, you got to protect your peace. And I didn't know where I was most days. The thing that I was stunned with the most was just how big and powerful and rich these people were that are being alleged of horrific things. And it makes you realize very quickly there's two sets of rules. There's ones for them, and then there's the rest of us.
Yeah.
That's number one. The second thing I thought of was, okay, so now we have all of this. There's got to be a rush for some kind of investigation, and who's going to lead the investigation? Oh, wait, nobody, because Trump has stacked the deck. It's his people in the Department of Justice. It's his people running the FBI. It's his people running the CIA. It's his people who are the Attorney General. Anyone, it's almost like he knew, I got stuff about me out there, so I better stack the deck so no one's going to come for me.
His name is mentioned a few times.
Thousands of times.
Yeah.
So last point I want to make is, the last takeaway was, as the mother of a daughter and remembering myself at the ages that a lot of these young girls and boys were allegedly trafficked, I thought, what can I do against this? If you are a survivor, if you have been the sex trafficked, if you are a sexual assault survivor, and you're wondering, should I speak out? This is the reason why women especially don't. There will be no accountability for these men, and I feel sorry for the survivors.
I mean, yeah. I also just think about, as you're mentioning Donald Trump, about how he previously also stacked suspicion among all of us about fake news. And, you know, like that was just his whole thing, very early days, right? And it was such a strategic thing on so many levels. And so when I started hearing these things as well on the weekend, I was just like trying to sift through, like, what is TikTok, what is Instagram, and what is legitimate news? So I, of course, would hear a crazy rumor, and then I would go and I would be like, why is no one reporting on this? Is it not true?
Yeah.
Or is it that it was out of fear that people aren't writing, or like what?
I did the exact
same
thing. It felt like everyone on Instagram and TikTok was like the new Woodward and Bernstein, getting to the bottom of it. They were going to uncover this, and I was mesmerized. I was like, "Is this all true?" And then went to like legacy media sites, and I was like, "Whoa, they're reporting on it, but it's just a link here and there." And then I realized that there's such a difference between, or at least I think there's a massive difference between the emails that have come out, emails from Jeffrey Epstein's account, some of which weren't even sent and have people's names, and some correspondence. But there was also this tip line, this hotline where people could call in and make tips after, I believe, he was put in jail in 2019. And so the tips in this line, that's where you're getting some of the stuff. I don't even want to...
And people's names.
They're wild. They're wild.
They're wild. And so I believe that legacy media is sort of taking their time, parsing things, corroborating things, and getting to the bottom of things. The New York Times, for example, even went so far as to reach out to the feds and say, hey, listen, in some of these files, there are pictures of victims that aren't redacted and they're nude. You need to remove these. Wow. So you can see then that a paper like the New York Times is taking their time and even alerting the federal department to being like, hey, slow down.
Can I talk about one quick wild claim, though, that did come out that I've just been... So there was a photo of Prince Andrew with a victim lying on the ground, which was very disturbing. But then there was also a whole series of emails. The BBC reported about this, legacy media reported about this, series of emails between Sarah Ferguson and Jeffrey Epstein. So she clearly had a big relationship with him, like a friendship that was long-standing. She asked him for money repeatedly to help her cover her rent. But one of the strangest things is that she wrote to him to congratulate Jeffrey Epstein on the apparent birth of a child. she wrote, and I quote, "It's heard from the Duke that you've had a baby boy. And then even though you never kept in touch, I'm still here with love, friendship, and congratulations on your baby boy, Sarah." So it has never been publicly confirmed that Epstein ever had children. But if these revelations are accurate—
Is that short code for something else, though?
Is it a code for something else? I
Or
do
did
not
he have
know.
a child?
Or is there a child out there? We do not know. But I am
Very
here for
interesting.
finding out. That's just one piece.
Has anyone found themselves putting on a tinfoil hat,
Yes.
though? Almost, yeah.
Yes.
Like me, too. I never was interested in this before.
Yeah, I'm probably
Good.
the only person who's not shocked. I'm actually shocked that people are shocked by this story, because to me, this is just history repeating itself. Because for centuries, and this is something that I read that I really want to read to you guys. For centuries in the United States, white male slave owners wielded absolute power over people who had no legal voice, using violence, rape, and murder as tools to control with near total impunity. Does that sound familiar? So what we are seeing now is the same thing, but we just have different names. And there's one thing that's also kind of different. The slave owners attacked black people. Now, these men are attacking young white children and little girls and
Allegedly.
little boys.
Well,
and
some of it
Epstein,
allegedly.
you know, sometimes the rejection is protected. And one of the things that was revealed in the files is that he's very racist. He does not like black people. He thinks that we are stupid and useless, and he was like, never bring one of those people to my party. And I hate racism most of the time. But this time I was like, oh, thank God. Take that to somebody else. It's one of those things where it's like, yes, this is what you guys, but you know your victim. And also, the claims that they were always having, like, oh, these people are the bad people. Whenever I see a group of people doing that, it's like, actually, no, you are the person, but you're trying to convince everybody else to look in the opposite direction. And that's precisely what the Republicans have been doing to the Democrats. And now all of it, we're all finding out the truth. But to me, none of this is surprising.
I just,
so dark.
this is obviously just the beginning. It's been going on for a while. I'm just waiting to hear all the people who were claiming that it was the left that was all full of pedophilia and sex trafficking.
We already did that.
I'm just wondering, where are all the MAGA people on the right who defend children who are out there? Where are they in the streets?
They're in the files.
Are they screaming?
They're in the
Are they
files.
screaming?